guys, this is Matt and I'm counting down today my top 5 favorite albums of 2018. 2018 was full of some great music, so I'm really excited to share this list with everyone. Feel free to comment with some of your favorite songs and your favorite albums of 2018. I love exploring new music, so just hit me up and let me know and I'll take a listen. For this video, I'm going to be rating albums based on 3 criteria. First would be the listenability. So how does the album sound from front to back? Is it engaging all the way through? Or are there some parts that are boring or kind of lag on? Things like that. Second would be diversity. So what kind of instruments are they using? Are there changes in tempo? Are there fast songs? Are there slower songs? How does the mood shift from one song to the next? Thirdly, the lyrical depth of the album. So what kind of things are the artists trying to say in their album? And just, these are all personal, everything is personal preference based on these albums. So if you like these or if you don't like these, it's totally up to you. I mean, that's exactly what music is all about. It's just consuming based on what you like and what you love. And this is just a list of what I deem to think and what I have been listening to all throughout 2018. So without further ado, let's get it underway. Number 5, Trench, 21 Pilots. Front to back, this album flows very nicely from the first track all the way to the end. It starts off with Jumpsuit, which is one of my favorite songs of last year, and it gets into some groovy songs like Morph, that's really introspective, and it also goes into some somber songs like Neon Gravestones, for example. For me, I really like this album because the production was really good, kind of out of this world, and every song sounded amazing and great and well thought out. I think this is a great album for anyone who is searching for a deeper meaning as well. If you know 21 Pilots, they really try to dig deep and kind of explore this kind of world and explore the self. And what Tyler does with this album, more with Trench, is that he creates this entire world for himself. To me, that's very important because it goes further than just creating a song. Some songs I would recommend are Jumpsuit, like I said, Morph, and Neon Gravestones. Number 4, Bambi, Hippocampus. I got hooked on these guys from their debut album, Landmark. These guys are from St. Paul, Minnesota. Their music is very complex, it's very mature, and it's definitely unique, which what I really look for in a band. It's got lush guitars, it's got subtle hints of brass instruments and synthesizers and things like that. And also it's got some great drumming, some very eclectic drumming, which kind of it throws you for a loop at times, but you get used to it, and it's very fulfilling. What I like about this album is that it's dense, but it also leaves enough space in between for you to kind of think and reflect and take it all in. Some recommended songs I have on this album are Doubt, Why Even Try, and Golden. So take a listen, Hippocampus. Number 3, Swimming by Mac Miller. I've been a fan of Mac Miller since Kids. I know some people have been fans prior to that, but that's kind of when I got hooked on him. I've been in and out of his music ever since then. I really got hooked on Good AM, one of his most recent albums, when I was going back and forth walking to class in college. This album is definitely different from anything that he's done before. Right off the bat, this album hit me really deep. In that first song, Come Back to Earth, he says, "My regrets look just like texts I shouldn't send. I'll do anything for a way out of my head." That just right off the bat is just like, wow. That's really deep, and I want to hear more. I want to know more about this album, about Mac, about his thoughts, and personally, I felt that those lyrics right away. But the album continues with some good production, genius production, really, and it actually pushes in directions that Mac has not explored as much with like some funky bass lines and like ladders and what's the use. And also he's exploring kind of thoughts of optimism in a way that he hasn't before. All in all, I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was vulnerable. I thought it was mature. Some recommended songs I have from this album are Come Back to Earth, Self-Care, Wings, Ladders, like I said earlier, and 2009. Number 2, Golden Hour, Kacey Musgraves. I've been in and out of the country genre kind of since the beginning of music appreciation. Sometimes it connects with me, and at other times it really doesn't. With this album, Golden Hour by Kacey Musgraves, it completely redefined my thoughts about the genre of country and what it means to put out a country album. It's a gorgeous album. It's full of beautiful emotion and organic sounds and just like near perfect production, and it's just beautiful from front to back. Kacey Musgraves takes these seemingly cliche topics like heartbreak and butterflies when you meet somebody and believing in yourself, and she attaches metaphors and imagery that you don't get from a lot of songs, a lot of country songs in particular, and it is so beautiful. I'll never get tired of listening to this album. I feel relaxed and happy and down to earth and just free when I listen to this album. Songs that I recommend on this one are Slow Burn, which is the first song, Butterflies, Love is a Wild Thing, and also Rainbow. And before we get to number 1, here are some honorable mentions that I had for 2018 albums. And finally, my number 1 album of 2018 is A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships by The 1975. Finally, we got to the number 1 album. This was actually the first album that I've ever heard from this English pop band, The 1975. I was kind of drawn to them when the album came out. I was just kind of drawn to their kind of brand that they put out there, this kind of bold text that they put on their albums, and this kind of simplistic black and white sort of thing. Initially I was skeptical. I was like, okay, they just got this brand out there, am I buying this brand or not? But when I listened to this album, I was blown away. I thought this album was amazing. One thing that I really like about some albums, is that they have interludes and they have intros and they have like little skits and things like that. And this album had all of that in it. It had amazing songs, that were, made me feel happy and dancey and free and hopeful. And so there are several songs like that, but there are also several songs that were kind of dark and deep and sometimes a little scary, which I liked. Some of the happier songs were like Give Yourself a Try, Two Time, Sincerity is Scary. Other darker songs were like Love It If We Made It and Be My Mistake and Inside Your Mind. So they had a good balance, front to back, a good balance between interludes, feel-good songs, introspective, deep, dark songs, and things like that. And that's why I love this album. Also in the lyrics were one of the big things about this album that I liked. Especially because they touch topics, or Matt Healy, the frontman, touched topics of like social injustice, drug addiction, internet relationships, like the album suggests, and also sincerity and feeling your true emotions, and even regrets of the past. So basically it's just complex from front to back, and this band is super talented, and I can't wait. They're coming out with more new music this year, so I hope it's just as good as this album was. Some recommended songs I have on this one are Give Yourself a Try, Love It If We Made It, Sincerity is Scary, and It's Not Living If It's Not With You. Alright guys, well thanks for watching my top 5 albums of 2018. Like I said, if you have any comments about some albums or songs that you liked, let me know. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.